shouldn't have. I mean, between us, I gotta watch 6:57. So we're kind of. I can't imagine. I haven't had an ISO game in 4 years now. It's gone past 2.5 hours. I don't think so.
If I wasn't late on the foul, like if I didn't hit a foul ball, because when I hit that foul, I'm like, fuck, I gotta go there.
All right, thanks guys. He gave you baseballs, right?
Have your pitcher bring his up. Okay, pop up.
All right, guys.
Welcome to a history-making edition of Lexington Blue Sox Baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. It's the Lexington Blue Sox and the Middlesex Expos in a makeup of a game rained out back in June that was scheduled to be played at East Boston Stadium. And now you are seeing just the second ever game to be played in Lexington by the Lexington Blue Sox at a field other than Center One at Lexington High. We are at Minuteman Tech in Lexington, just outside of Minuteman National Historical Park. Sam Feely here with you as the Lexington Blue Sox with a record of 17-4-1. Take on the Middlesex Expos with a record of 14-7-2. Home stretch of the regular season and teams jockeying for playoff position. And yes, it is in fact a 7 o'clock first pitch. That is what we scheduled this for. You got to squeeze these games in as soon as we can before the playoffs start Monday. And again, the Blue Sox with the rain out last night would have faced the Melrose Americans, but Morelli was essentially a pool as the Expos take the field in the powder blue Expos Classics with the red shoulders. Expos in red script and the red block numbers, the powder blue and red caps. I mean, pretty similar to the Blue Sox getup, the navy blue with the red letters, numbers, and sleeves. Morelli was effectively a pool last night, but everything else got in as planned last night in the Intercity League, and now 5 more games on the slate tonight for the Blue Sox in the Intercity League with the Blue Sox facing the Expos. Melrose hosting Al Thomas of the Yawkey League. That will be a first pitch of 7:30, and that'll be at Morelli. ADSL and Andre at Malden Catholic. The Bulldogs fighting for their playoff lives. More on that later. They'll be facing the Boston Padres on Dot Ave, and the Sabres taking on the EI Braves at Cleveland Circle. A lot of playoff implications on the line tonight. Only team that has been eliminated from playoff contention is the Malden Mad Dogs. Sabres just need a point out of that game, which is actually their last game of the regular season, against the Braves to clinch their playoff berth, the number 5 seed, and they would play the wild card game against either Melrose or the Expos. The Blue Sox cannot finish in 4th. The worst they can finish is 3rd. It'll be either the Americans or the Expos facing either the Sabres or the Bulldogs. We'll give you some more details on how that can all break down as we go along tonight. But we are ready for some baseball. It'll be Jake McElroy to lead things off for the Blue Sox against Dan Shaw for the Expos. Shaw making his 8th appearance of the season. He is 2-2-2 with a .255 ERA in 44 innings, allowed 46 hits, 24 runs, 16 of which are earned, walked 14, struck out 52, and hit 4 batters. First pitch to McElroy, 7-0-2. Old friend of the program, Sammy Steed, says that's strike one. We're underway. Shaw with the 0-1 is on the outside corner again. That'll be 0-2 to McElroy. McElroy playing his 9th game for the Blue Sox, 273, 385, 500 is slash line. No doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, 3 ribbies. That'll be downstairs for ball 1. McElroy in right, Anderson Jimenez at third, Ben Leonard the DH, Nick Anderson in center, Ryan Grace at first, Dom Gabardi in left, Justin Boslin the EH, Charlie Walsh at short, Dylan Walsh at second, and Austin Travis behind the plate with Michael O'Brien on the mound. That is the lineup for the Blue Sox. And we'll get you the Expos lineup as we continue to pencil everything into the scorebook. Here's a pop-up foul, and it'll go out of play, and it'll remain 1-2 to Jake McElroy. Well, Blue Sox almost bookending their season with the Expos. Remember, these two teams faced off in the Blue Sox first game of the season, a 9-inning scoreless tie. Wow, that was a firm thump of the catcher's glove there on that fastball, but it is 2-2. And a little more cavernous here than it is at center one, so you're going to hear that pretty well, almost in Concord. Talk about a shot heard around the world, about halfway between the sites of Lexington and Concord battles to begin the American Revolution. There's a ground out to second, 1 down, as McElroy is retired. Here's AJ. Jimenez, 291, 371, 364 is the slash line with 2 doubles, 1 triple, and 3 ribbies. Solid contact into left center field. That's going to roll a long ways. Kind of an oblong fence out there once again to the left center field gap. AJ is on his way to third. He will get there standing. It's actually considerably shorter down the left field line. Polo Grounds comparisons, yes, but also no, but also a 1-out triple for Jimenez. And I gotta love the sound the bat and the ball are making right now. Here's a grounder to second. It'll be enough to get the run home. Throw to first is in time to retire Leonard, but in the back door comes Jimenez to make it 1-0 Blue Sox. So Blue Sox lead 1-0 on the RBI ground out by Ben Leonard. Base is empty, 2 down. Leonard picks up his 8th ribby of the year, entering play with an OPS of .1034. And there's the cleanup man, Nick Anderson. Considerably deeper to right field, by the way, than it is to left. Just so y'all are aware. Fouled off for strike 1. Anderson entering play, 358, 478, 660 slash line, 2 homers and 21 ribbies. Up and away for a ball, 1-1. Shaw working for the stretch. 2-1. Fouled off the other way, and the count will be 2-2. Shaw accepts the sign, 2-2. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Got him for his first strikeout of the evening. That retires the side. The Blue Sox get one run on one hit and leave nobody after inning the books. Blue Sox won, and the Expos coming up. And again, I'm still penciling in everything into the book, or penning in everything in the book, as anyone who's seen me do this knows I don't work with pencils. I write too hard to make pencils last very long, but you'll have the Expos will have Patron at second, Soto the DH, Batista in left, Leon Paulino in center, Cloutier in right, Castro at third, Moynihan at first, Bone at short, Jose Paulino, the extra hitter, and Rincon behind the plate with Shaw on the mound. Michael O'Brien getting the start for the Blue Sox tonight as his dad opens camp for the BC Eagles football team today, a month and a day away from their season opener. Obi, the Tufts product, making his fourth appearance of the season. No decisions at a 2.74 ERA in 7 2/3 innings. Has allowed 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 11 strikeouts, while hitting 1 batter and allowing 1 wild pitch. And all of those runs and walks, as well as the hit batter, the wild pitch, all came in his last appearance against the Al Thomas Athletics on June 24th. Able to escape with the no decision in that game after the Blue Sox came back, and of course the heroics by Brett Stone in the bottom of the 6th of that game to salvage the win for the Blue Sox. Get the full 2 points. Bottom of the first, Patron comes up empty for strike 1. Ryan Patron eschewing the batting gloves and right to Jimenez at third for out number 1. Can't hit it much harder than that. And only had his hands on his hips there saying, what do I got to do? And it's only the first at-bat. He'll have his chances, but, not a bad start through his first 6 games for Patron. 1066 OPS. But missile off the bat there. Just a L5, and this is going to be a G6 to retire Soto on the very next pitch. Two up, 2 down, and here is John Batista. Batista entering play, 432, 576, 659 is slash line, 1239 OPS, 1 double, 3 triples, 1 homer, and 13 ribbies. And he takes a walk there, as he also has more walks and strikeouts this year, 13 to 12. As a right-handed hitter, a very short porch to work with there down the left field line, but he comes up empty there, and it is 1-1. One and two the count. Runs too far inside, but didn't hit him, and 2-2 is the count. Fouled off. Batista staying alive here at 2-2. Austin Travis going to start behind the plate tonight for the Blue Sox. Curveball doesn't get the outside corner. Obi thought he had it. Said he's got to throw at least one more pitch here. On deck, Paulino. Swing and a miss, strike three. And the side is retired. 1-2-3. Go the Expos in the bottom of the first inning in the books. 1-0 Blue Sox.
Mañana no hay nada.
Batter, please.
We go to the top of the second after the Blue Sox score one run on one hit. In the top of the first, they'll send the 5, 6, and 7 years to the plate. Grace, Gabarty, and Bosland. Shaw back to work. Grace takes strike one. Grace returned to the Blue Sox in a big way last week as part of that 20-0 drubbing of the base over to West Roxbury. Swing and a miss. Count is 0-2. The only player to be part of the two highest scoring games in Blue Sox regular season history. Against the base last week and the Malden Mad Dogs 2 years ago. Of course, both games were at those little bandboxes, Maplewood and Westy. Another ground out to second. One up, one down. Busy night already over there for Ryan Patrone for the Expos. Grace is retired, and that brings up Dom Gabarty, the left fielder. All due respect to both Gabarty and Batista, usually you put your left fielders over there. Got a choice between two corner outfielders. You usually put the better defender over in left, but there's not as much room for them to defend here. Definitely going to need some speed to catch up to some balls that might travel out there in the right center field gap. Gap might be putting it lightly, though. 2-0 is the count to Gabarty. Case in point, that's down the line. It's a fair ball. It's going into the corner, or not rolling nearly as far as it might at a field like LHS, for example. But it is a stand-up, one-out double for Dom Gabarty. So, like the top of the first, the top of the second begins with a ground out to second, and then an extra base hit. Ground to the right side likely isn't going to get him home in this situation, though, as here is Boz. Shaw delivers, And misses down away for ball one. Second extra base hit already of the ball game for the Blue Sox. Runner in scoring position. And Boz takes strike one. Boz entering play with just a 118 batting average, 2 hits, but also 7 walks. Good for an OBP of 483. He's also been hit by 5 pitches. What does he do? He gets on base. 2-1. 2-2. Something about former Blue Sox pitchers named Sam becoming umpires, both Steed and Finn. Swing and a miss. Changeup seems to be the go-to pitch for Shaw when he needs a strikeout. He gets it there, 2 down. He'll be up to Charlie Walsh to try and keep the line moving. Grounder to the right side, and it nicks away from the second baseman, Patron. No stop this time. Throw back to the plate is not in time, and Walsh takes second on the throw. Gabarty scores 2-0 Blue Sox. Single in advance on the throw for Walsh. He picks up the RBI. 2-0 as Gabarty scores. And now here's Dylan Walsh. Going to start second base tonight. And Walsh lucky to foul that one off. Count will be 0-1. So for Charlie, that's RBI number 8. To add to his 281 batting average entering play. Down the line the other way, that is a fair ball. We're going to trade places again. Looks that way. Charlie scores standing up. Dylan standing at second. The third extra base hit of the ball game for the Blue Sox, 4th overall, and it is 3-0. So for Dylan, that is his 4th double of the season and 6th RBI, adding to his .333 batting average entering play. 4th double breaks a tie with Julian Alvarez and Giancarlos Ramirez for the second most on the team behind Mitch McCabe, who, as we've let you know before, is no longer on the roster, playing down in Williamsport for the Crosscutters, and former Blue Sox catcher Ryan Hannigan. Austin Travis takes the ball. I mean, when you put up the kind of numbers that Mitch did in the short amount of time he was on the team, kind of hard not to get noticed. Whew. Turf is slippery. Oh, it's 1-2, excuse me. 1 and 2. I had 2 and 1, but no Blue Sox broadcaster named Sam is going to be an umpire anytime soon. I don't have the skin in the first place. 2 and 2. Travis comes up empty. A little bit of a bobble behind the plate, but the throw down to first. Oh, wow. Turning on the Jets at the very end was Travis, but able to get him by a step is Lucas Rincon for the out that retires the side. The Blue Sox tack on 2 more runs on 3 more hits and leave 1. We're through a buck and a half, 3-0 Blue Sox. You know, still standing.
Yeah.
Don't get decapitated now.
Nope. Staying out of trouble?
Hmm?
Staying out of trouble?
Last time I checked, yeah.
Yeah, it's 3-0.
Batter, please.
Leo.
Paulino, Cloutier, and Castro due up for the Expos here in the bottom of the second. That is low for ball one to Leon Paulino, the center fielder. Two and out. Leon with the open stance and the 2-0 lefty on lefty. There's a off-speed pitch in there for strike 2-1. Paulino with an OPS of exactly 1,000 entering play tonight, and he's ahead in the count 3-1 after going 2 for 3 last time against the base with a home run and 2 ribbies. Sound like a broken bat grounder to first, so this will be an easy pickup at first base there for Grace, and Paulino heads back to the dugout, 1 down. Here's Ryan Cloutier, the right fielder. And OB delivers outside for ball 1. Breaking ball. Oh, I don't know, man. Look good, 2-0, but that's a very late snap there. 910 the OPS on the season for Cloutier, who hits this one the other way foul for strike 1. 4 doubles, 3 triples, 1 homer, 9 ribbies, 9 walks to 18 strikeouts, and 7 for 7 in stolen base attempts, including 6 of those steals coming the span of 5 games between July 12th and July 23rd. He hits this one, backhanded at second on to first, 2 down. So it'll be up to Manny Castro, the third baseman, to try and keep the line moving. Castro playing just his second game this season with the Expos, was 0 for 1 in his debut with the base, against the base, rather. So on July 30th, the Expos beat the base 13-1. That game at Eastie, though. Expos most recently coming off a 7-0 shutout of the Brighton Braves at Garvey Park in Dorchester last night. Again, the Blue Sox game against the Americans was the only game on the ICL schedule to be rained out last night. There were scattered, like the very definition of scattered showers yesterday in eastern and central Mass. Of course, with Morelli being a natural grass field, obviously the odds for game to be postponed in the event of showers are higher, but from what I understand, the mound was uncovered and basically just Melrose got pummeled, and like I say, essentially a pool. But, it's a nice facility. It should be cleaned up quickly enough. Because the Blue Sox and or the Americans may still need that game. Has now been scheduled for Sunday with a 7:30 p.m. first pitch. It's possible, as this is slapped into center field for the first base hit of the ball game for the Expos. A 2-out single and the first hit of the Expos career of Manny Castro. Castro's aboard for the first baseman, Sean Moynihan. And Moynihan he enters play with a 710 OPS, 2 doubles, and 8 ribbies. It is possible that the ICL playoff seedings could be decided tonight. Back pick attempt at first, short hopped into the bag and back safely is Castro. Break down the standings for you. Just a minute as here's a pop foul out of play. Blue Sox still have 2 more games after this. 2-1 is the count. Tomorrow night is a road game against East Boston Knights, but at LHS. Then Sunday, the makeup of the Americans game. Swing and a miss at Devin Williams' airbender there, and it is 2-2. A Blue Sox win a Blue Sox winner tie here, or a Melrose loss or tie tonight, assures the Blue Sox of a top 2 seed. Because 5 teams make the playoffs, that ensures that the Blue Sox will have home field advantage in the semifinals. That's really all the Blue Sox care about tonight, as this is hit the other way off the end of the bat to right center field for a base hit. The cavernous outfield comes into play here as Castro gets to third on the 2-out single, back-to-back 2-out knocks, in fact. And it is runners at the corners with the tying run coming to the plate in the person of Josh Bone, the shortstop. Bone, 281, 467, 406 his slash line. And he found that one off and didn't travel nearly as far as I thought it would. Doesn't matter whether it was going to be caught, really. It just landed kind of close to us, actually, in front of the fence. But I was going to go in the woods. Anyways, 0-1 with runners at the corners here and 2 down. Outside 1-1. Bone did play in that scoreless 9-inning tie against the Blue Sox all the way back on June 3rd and went 0-for-1 with a strikeout in that game. Breaking ball gets in there for strike 2. Oh, that is a beauty right there. 1-2. Bone drew 2 walks and scored a run in his last appearance against the base on July 30th. Takes outside 2-2. Awkward little grounder over to first. PFP time, maybe safe. Oh wait, no, they just changed the call at the very end. It was initially a safe call, and then they ruled him out. 3 unassisted is going to be the call. Brandon Anderson and company not happy, but that ends the inning. It takes a run off the board for the Expos, and we are through 2. Still 3-0 Blue Sox.
cuatro ahí, con los tigres del equipo. No, he was close to tie. Come on. Great hustle and he gets turned over. Boom.
First he has the high strike ball, the one that's above the belt, and then fucking changes the whole look down, everything.
Man. But I was right there. So you think
We got top.
Top of the third, 3-0 Blue Sox. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 1 left for the Blue Sox. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for the Expos. And the top of the order due up is Jake McElroy will step to the plate for the second time. 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. Dan Shaw delivers on the outside edge for strike 1. So, as I said, a Blue Sox win tonight would assure them, a Blue Sox winner tie tonight would assure them of a top 2 seed, as that's hit into left field, and that's down for a base hit. Batista picks it up on a hop, and McElroy is now 1 for 2. Here's Jimenez, triple and a run his first time up. That's down in for ball 1 to Anderson. Pop foul out of play. It'll be 1-1. So, again, the Blue Sox with a win or a tie would clinch a top 2 seed. If the Blue Sox win this game and the Americans take care of business tonight against Al Thomas, this is ground to third, could be 2, 5, 4. Offline throw will allow Anderson to reach. No error there. Can't assume the error. And they do get the lead runner, McElroy, in the 5-4, and Anderson reaches on the fielder's choice. So he's 1 for 2. He's at first, and here is Ben Leonard. So, to finish my thoughts, it's now 1-0 to Leonard. If the Blue Sox win this game and the Americans take care of business tonight against Al Thomas, then the Expos will be locked into the 4 seed. Two and one as that that scrambled away from Rincon for a while, but no advance by Jimenez. 2-0 is the count. So yeah, wins tonight by the Blue Sox and the Americans would lock the Expos into the 4 seed, as it's popped up on the right side of drifting back behind second base into the outfield and caught. And yeah, again, busy night over there for Patron. It's been the center of the action defensively as far as the Expos are concerned, but he makes the catch there. 2 down. And to the play for the second time comes Nick Anderson. Anderson with a strikeout his first time to end the top of the first. Runner goes, it's a swing and a miss. Throw down to second. The throw hops into center field. And Jimenez will go no further. So a stolen base for AJ. 0-1 is the count. Runner in scoring position for Nick. Fouled off. The count will be 0-2. Promise, folks, that we'll turn up the brightness on the camera just a little bit, but the lights here are still in the process of coming on at Minuteman, so that also contributes to it a little bit. Oh, Anderson is 0 for 2 now with 2 Ks. We usually see him be this much of a free swinger, but the side is retired. The Blue Sox come up empty for the first inning tonight. 3-0 Blue Sox after 2.5. To the bottom of the third we go. The Blue Sox coming up empty-handed in the top half. No runs on 1 hit with 1 left. And Obi misses high for ball 1 to Jose Paulino, the extra hitter. Paulino, Rincon, and Patron due up for the Expos. If anyone gets on, Soto. 1-1 is the count to Jose. Paulino slashing 200, 309, 311 with 9 hits, 5 of which are doubles, and 13 ribbies. He's the second on the team behind Soto. Tied for second, actually, with Bautista. There is a difference. It actually doesn't work as a Bautista bomb. If those of you who watched the ICL Championship Series last year between the Chiefs and the Expos, when Bautista was playing for the Chiefs, I did his home run call along the lines of Dave Bautista's "Give Me What I Want" promo, quote unquote, on Monday Night Raw all those years ago. Fun fact: the reason that he kept saying "Give me what I want" over and over again, that bit that led to the match with Triple H, and that was Batista's last wrestling match that swung on and missed. Travis throws down to first for the strikeout, 1 up, 1 down. He actually forgot his lines. He forgot what he was supposed to say in that skit and just kept saying, "Give me what I want" over and over, and that's what led to it. Now, Dave Bautista is his real name. Batista with no U is his wrestler name. John Batista, no U, is his given last name. So a Batista bomb works for him. Batista bomb doesn't work for someone like, say, Jose Bautista, longtime Blue Jays slugger. 1-0 is the count to Rincon, the Expos catcher, speaking of Canada. Grounder the other way and through into right center field for a base hit, a 1-out single for the number 10 hitter in the Expos lineup. Always like to see production from the bottom of the order. Let the opponent know there ain't no easy outs in this lineup, and that is certainly the case with the Expos and the Blue Sox as lineup turns over for Patron. Expos entering play with a team batting average of .287, which is actually ahead of the Blue Sox .274. Says something when you have a 7-team league and a team batting average of .274 is actually second worst. Chiefs leading the league in team batting average of .335, and the Mad Dogs .308, and the Melrose Americans at .307. Paulino with a line, not Paulino, Patron with a line out to third his first time up. And that'll be in there for a strike. 2-1 is the count to Patron. Trying to get on base here with Soto and Bautista looming, representing potential tying and go-ahead runs. And there's a base hit into right field. And with one down, that pushes Rincon to second. And again, Soto and Bautista, the first and tied for second best RBI totals on the team entering play tonight. About to come up, and Rick DeAngelis coming to the mound here to have a chat with Travis and O'Brien and Jimenez. Remember, you got Soto, Bautista, a very short porch in left field. This game could get flipped around in a hurry if OB isn't careful. There's an outsized number of more than usual right-handed hitters in this league, so being a left-handed pitcher, especially in this park, might be precarious. And a fine catch down the right field foul line, backpedaling and nearly dropping as it landed in the basket catch there for Grace, but able to hold on to it. No chance for an infield fly call, obviously, there. But it is 2 down now, a huge one-pitch out on a potentially dangerous pop fly there down the line. Soto is now 0 for 2, and here is Bautista. O'Brien comes setting. The pitch is outside for ball 1. So, back-to-back singles with 1 out. Can they cash in, the Expos, after being unable to cash in on back-to-back 2-out singles last inning? 2-0. They do come up empty. You'd hope it isn't in as controversial fashion as that bang-bang play at first base to end the bottom of the second. Bone, looked like he got the safe call initially, was immediately reverted to an out. Into the right center field gap, and that'll get down for a base hit. Here comes the runner around third, Rincon, to score the Expos' first run. It is 3-1. Well, against John Bautista, that's certainly not the worst outcome you could have if you're the Blue Sox in this situation. But he does drive in the RBI, his 14th of the year. 3-1. Bautista now at first is the tying run. Paulino representing the go-ahead run takes strike 1. Grounded out to first his first time up. Expos now even in the hit column with the Blue Sox at 5 at this point. Paulino comes up empty there, and it is 0-2. Patron at second, Bautista at first. barely able to make contact with that one and keep the AB alive with Ryan Cloutier looming. Breaking ball, grounded to second, charged there, scooped up onto first. Wow, this time they got the safe call, throw back to third. Not in time, wow. Another bang-bang play at first. This time the Expos get the safe call. Paulino working overtime to make sure he got that one. Umpire said that the throw pulled him off the bag. DeAngelis coming out asking for clarification. There also might be a issue here over at third with Patron. Slow to get back up after sliding back into the bag after the attempt to get him after he overran it on that old chopper. But the bases are now loaded. Patron at third, Batista at second, Paulino at first, and Ryan Cloutier with the chance to tie this game with one base hit or maybe give the Expos their first lead of the ball game. Swing and a miss, strike one. There is action. Here's these just guys loosening right now. The Blue Sox bullpen is Cloutier ground out to second his first time. Fouls this one off, 0-2, and the issue tonight here for OB has been putting these Expos batters away with two strikes, at least the last two innings. Castro and Moynihan each got their base hits last inning with two strikes and two down. That is high, back pick attempt down to first, and it goes down the line! Batista, wide turn at third, but gets back. The error allows Patron to score. It is 3-2. So now the go-ahead run in scoring position. Blue Sox catchers have been great at nabbing runners this year, but not there. Pop-up foul and out of play. Error brings home Patron, puts Batista at third and Paulino at second. Breaking ball misses high, 2-2. There's been so many lopsided games this year for the Blue Sox, but some barn burners as of late, some tightly contested ball games a little more frequently here. Now that's low for ball three. The bases with first base open. Walk doesn't kill you, but it does reload the bases for Castro, due up next. Payoff. Ball four. First walk issued tonight by Obi. And here comes Castro. Castro singled his first time up. Was stranded at third after the bang-bang call at first on Bones ground ball to end the bottom of the second. Castro hits this one into right field, caught for the out that retires the side and exhale. The Expos get 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and leave the bases loaded. We are through 3-2 Blue Sox. So as we go to the top of the fourth, I almost had to do a double take because I might have erroneously said that I might have been wrong when I said that the playoff seedings could be clinched tonight for the ICL, depending on the results of the action. That's fouled off for strike one to Ryan Grace. But it actually is possible that everything could be locked up tonight. I'll explain in a moment. Dan Shaw, his offense got him a couple runs back, but still pitching from behind here. He misses downstairs for ball one. It'll be Grace, Gabarty, and Boslin due up. This is what would have to happen in order for the playoff seeding order to be locked up tonight. First, a fly ball the other way to left field off the base of the wall, stays in the park. Batista fields it, rifles it back in, but to no avail. The throw is offline, but Grace will stay there with a leadoff double. And that is actually the second time the Blue Sox have gotten the leadoff man on tonight, but remember, they got their runs in innings where the leadoff man was retired. So we'll see if the Blue Sox can cash in here. The leadoff man in scoring position, Grace, with the double. But first, Brandon Anderson coming out to have a word with Dan Shaw. So this is the scenario in which everything could be clinched in terms of ICL playoff seeding tonight. If the Sabres, if they win or tie against the EI Braves, they're locking the fifth seed. If the Blue Sox win this game, they wrap up the second seed. I think there's a simpler way to explain this. Just go straight down, not explain all the math behind it. But here's Gabarty. Yeah, I'm a numbers nerd. What do you want? 1-0 to Gabarty. Here's what would have to happen in order for the playoff seeding to be locked up tonight. Andre would have to lose against ADSL, is step one. Step two, the Blue Sox would have to win this game. Step three, the Americans would have to beat, not just tie, beat Al Thomas, and then Stoneham would have to get a point against the Braves. That is what would have to happen in order for the playoff seeding to be locked up tonight. And if that happens, if that order of results happens, Chiefs lose, Blue Sox beat the Expos, Americans beat Al Thomas, Stoneham beats EI. Then your seedings for the playoffs will be Blue Sox, Chiefs, Americans, Expos, Sabres. Broken bat pop up into shallow right. That's going to drop. Grace got a late read on it. It's still kicking around there down the right field line. Still being bobbled. Grace is only going to get as far as third, but Gabarty will get to second. Grace was kind of halfway in between. I kind of don't blame him or Rick DeAngelis because, if they make the catch there, then the Expos make the catch. And obviously, you don't want to get doubled off. But even if it lands, you assume the guy's got to pick it up cleanly, so you can only get as far as third. But once Gabarty obviously had the better view of the miscue down there in right field, so he was able to get to second much more easily than Gabarty could. It was easier for Gabarty to get to second than it was for Grace to get home on that play. Words. 1-1 is the count to Boslin. Infield comes in here, and again the changeup working wonders for Shaw here when he needs a big out. That's low, ball two. Boz puts up the stop sign on Grace at third. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Again, the changeup. Bosland down on strikes for the second time. Here's Charlie Walsh. RBI single his first time up. 5 strikeouts now for Shaw. Outside corner, strike 1. Because the Blue Sox should be glad that they dodged Luis Cespedes last night, throwing his second no-hitter in his last 3 starts against the Brighton Braves after no-hitting the Stoneham Sabres on July 15th. Grounder to the left side. Oh boy, now they got Boz in a hot box and not Boz, Gabardi in a hot box, and well, he's retired. Brutal sequence there for the Blue Sox. Walsh is going to get there, get to first on the fielder's choice, and Gabardi holds at third. Grace holds at third. I'm getting Grace and Gabardi confused so much. I'm sorry. But here's Dylan. Takes low for ball 1. Only the Blue Sox, after allowing those 2 runs in the bottom of the third, need at least 1 here to try and get a little bit of a cushion back. Walsh had an RBI double his last time, and like to find another gap here. But yeah, Cespedes, complete game with victories in each of his last 4 appearances, including 2 no-hitters last night against the Brighton Braves and 2 starts before that against Stoneham. Blue Sox saw him in their first game. Threw an inning, allowed 1 hit, walked 2, and struck out 1. But we saw some great stuff from him in that game, and I don't know if the ICL was ready for what was about to be unleashed upon them, because Cespedes really come into his own over his last 4 starts. And runner goes, pitch is low, and it'll be a ball and a stolen base for Charlie Walsh. And Rincon just going to keep it in front of him here and make sure that Grace doesn't try anything. It is 2-1 now with 2 runners in scoring position. It is now 3-1 with 2 down. And Austin Travis due up next. Shaw delivers. Curveball catches the inside corner. Full count. Now, Bulldogs were in a similar position earlier this week against the Blue Sox. Chance to cash in big time and did not, thanks to a couple of, at least 1 base running miscue and 1 touch of a live ball by a batter in the on-deck circle. The Blue Sox cash in where the Bulldogs didn't. Well, good battle here by Walsh. But again, against a heavy left-handed lineup, Shaw has found a way out of some tight spots already this game with the changeup. That's what you got to be looking for, right? If you're a left-handed batter. Oh, wow. Close, but it is ball 4. Blue Sox get a reprieve there. The inning continues for Austin Travis. Travis struck out swinging his first time up. And the Blue Sox hoping for a big hit from him here. 214, 313, 429 a slash line this year Up and away for ball one. No extra base hits. One extra base hit. That was a home run against the base. 3 ribbies, 2 walks to 7 strikeouts. It's entering play. That does not include the strikeout tonight. A swing and a miss. It is 1-1. Action also warming for the Expos. Ramping up the fastball there, 1-2. Travis way behind it. Grace at third, Charlie Walsh at second, Dylan Walsh at first. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dan Shaw gets out of Dodge again. 2 strikeouts in the inning. He's got 6 on the night. We're halfway home. 3-2 Blue Sox. New noodle for the Lexington Blue Sox is Cole Donato, making his 4th appearance of the season, 1-0 and a 3.81 ERA. In 3 2/3 innings, he's allowed 2 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 1 and struck out 6, hit 1 batter. Last pitched an inning on July 25th against the base, did not allow a hit, run, or walk while striking out 2. And he blows a fastball by the first batter of the inning for the Expos. Sean Moynihan, strike 1. Moynihan with a single his first time up. Blue Sox leaving the bases loaded in the top half of this inning after getting 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out to begin the inning, although looking back on it, it probably should have been runner, basically Grace and Gabardi trading places with the way that pop-up into right field played out. But Blue Sox, I guess, being a little too conservative for their own good on those decisions and came back to bite them in the end, getting no runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 walk, and leaving 3 in that top of the 4th. A pop-up to second retires Moynihan, 1 down for Josh Bone, who's ground out to end the bottom of the 2nd may be the reason this game isn't tied. We're going to bunt his way on, looks like he offered that, strike 1. It's a bang-bang play that the umpire looked to initially rule safe, but then quickly change it to an out call. And the Expos bench was not very happy about that one. 0-2 now is the count. Ended up getting 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, but they also left the bases loaded. So here we are, 3-2 Blue Sox, 0-2, 1 down. Night is done for Michael O'Brien, did that hit? I'm trying to figure it out. Folks at home, read the top line. Like, did that get you, Sammy? All right. Must have been awesome then. Because clearly it didn't hit Sean. It didn't hit Bone. Well, no matter now. 2 down, strikeout. Here's Jose Paulino, strikeout his first time up last inning. Strike one to Paulino. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast that this is only the second Lexington Blue Sox game in 30 years played in Lexington at a field other than Center 1 at LHS. As this is hit the other way, fielded at first, flip to the pitcher, covering for the out that retires the side. Not as much drama on that one as a ground out by Bone, ending the second. As we're through 4, still 3-2 Blue Sox, and I'll keep it here to finish that thought. And I also mentioned earlier in the week that it's possible that the Blue Sox will be playing their home games next year here at Minuteman, some or maybe all of them next year, because the center athletic field will essentially be used for parking and storage for construction vehicles and equipment as part of the renovations at LHS. And those are renovations to the school as opposed to any of the athletic fields, by the way. The other the other Lexington Blue Sox game, in 30 years of Blue Sox baseball, played in Lexington but not at Center 1, was played at my old stomping grounds, Diamond Middle School, sometime in the 1900s. I don't know if Rick said he remembered which year it was, but it was before the turn of the millennium. I went to Diamond. My first year at Diamond was 1999. How do you do, fellow kids? And I knew they had baseball fields, like for, the middle school baseball team. I didn't realize those are regulation, though. Like 60 feet 6 inches from the rubber to the plate and 90 feet between the bases. I thought they weren't little league I thought like basically, the intermediate dimensions because middle school, but what do I know? It's never good nor athletic nor healthy enough to play sports competitively after 4th grade, alas. We go to the top of the 5th. Jake McElroy behind in the count 0-1. And Shaw's still out there, it seems. And that is a ball 1-1. McElroy led off this ball game with a ground out to second, and then in the 3rd, singled to lead off that inning, but then was forced out on a 5-4 fielder's choice. 1-2 on the slider to the outside corner by Shaw to McElroy. McElroy, Jimenez, and Leonard due up here in the top of the 5th. Anyone gets on. Nick Anderson. McElroy swings, pops this one up into right field, and it'll be caught for out number 1. Here's Jimenez. 1 for 2. Triple and run scored in the 1st. Reach on fielder's choice and stole base in the 3rd. Second time up. Strike on the outside edge, 0-1. Oh, 2 is the count. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 5 left for the Blue Sox. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Anderson Jimenez, 2 up, 2 down. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 5 left for the Expos. Yeah, extrapolate from that, the pitchers in this game have buckled down when they needed to. 7th K now for Shaw in this game. 1-0 is the count to Leonard. Oh for 2 of the ground out to second and pop up to second. The first 6 strikeouts of this ball game for Shaw, as that's in there for strike 1 and 1. The first 6 strikeouts of this ball game were all of Nick Anderson, Justin Bosland, and Austin Travis. They are all 0 for 2 with 2 Ks to this point. So that's the first time someone other than those 3 has gone down by way of the K in this ball game. 1 and 2 the count by my log, all swinging at that. Will there be any different? Nope. 8th strikeout, all swinging. First Shaw to this point, 4.5 in the books. The first time the Blue Sox have gone down 1-2-3. 3-2, Lexington on top of the Expos. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Expos will have Rincon, Patron, and Soto due up. So for both teams, load the bases. Both teams go down 1-2-3. We'll see if the Expos can buck a trend here. Back, 4th and 4th. Check out my gravel pit, right? 1-0 is the count to Rincon, who singled and scored his first time up. Swing and a miss. All the Expos hits tonight have been singles. No extra base hits as of yet, but one here by Rincon could go a long way to maybe potentially altering the outcome of this game. He will get a single the other way, though. Look at Lucas Rincon going 2 for 2 out of the 10 slot. Lineup turns over for Patron. 1 for 2, line out to third in the first, and singled and scored on an error by the catcher Travis in the third. Popped up into foul territory. Grace giving it a look. He's got it. Turned back. He was almost got all the way to the Expos dugout and made the catch. A quick out number 1 after the leadoff single by Rincon. That's the 7th hit of the ball game now for the Expos, matching the Blue Sox total to this point. 0-1 is the count to Eduardo Soto, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a pop up to the first baseman. Rincon at first, being held on by Grace, and Soto comes up empty. 0-2. Rincon has not attempted a stolen base yet this season in his first 4 games. Oof. Yeah, that was a little bit low, but Sammy Steed may be a Hall of Fame ICL pitcher, but I don't think he was going to get that call. He's shaking his head at me. Well, no need to worry about a call there, and a back pick attempt too, but not in time to get Soto. Love you, Sammy. I often wonder how your perspective on that can change when you go from a player to an umpire, depending on whether you were a hitter or a pitcher. Donato's second strikeout there. And here is John Batista. Grounds this one foul for strike 1. In the top of the 6th, the Blue Sox will have the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. Anderson, Grace, and Gabardi. Down and away. Travis able to corral it, and no advance by Rincon. 1-1. We'll brighten the camera in just a little bit. Between innings, folks. Fouled off, and the count will be 1-2 to Batista. And you got all these power hitters in the lineup for the Expos, but mostly righties. He had a lefty to start this game on the mound in Michael O'Brien. Only went 3 innings, as he usually does. O'Brien does not have a decision yet this season. Hasn't pitched enough innings to get a win in a start yet. Pop, foul, where did that go? Still 1-2. But say what you will about how the game of baseball is played these days, but if you're a baseball player, if you're in the lineup, I'm not saying that the Expos are immobilized by opposite hand, by righty-righty or lefty-lefty matchups, but can be a little jarring when that change happens. You're a baseball player, you got to adjust. You've been doing it for however long these guys have been doing it in their respective lives, and not the end of the world. If it is for you personally, and you got a platoon guy who can help you out, but that's the beauty of baseball. You know, can't keep subbing in and out like in most other sports. Risk reward. Just don't be like Tony La Russa, intentionally walking a guy with 2 strikes. Gross misappropriation of analytics there, I would say. Gross misappropriation of just baseball, period, by the White Sox in recent years. Called strike 3 on John Batista. He is down on strike for the second time, and The Expos go quietly after that leadoff single by Rincon. We're through 5, 3-2 Blue Sox. Dan Shaw out there again for the Expos for the top of the 6th. And Anderson able to hold up here for ball 1. Anderson open to get off the schneid here, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks to begin his night. He'll be followed by Grace and Gabardi. Shaw delivers. 2-0. Three and 0. That's in there for a strike. Don't think Nick had the green light on that one anyways. Hits this one the other way towards the corner, and that is a foul ball. Full count. And a swing and a miss. Hat trick for Nick Anderson. 2 down. That's now 3 consecutive Ks for Shaw. And retired 4 of the last 5 batters by way of the K. Up to 9 now on the night. Just texted Angelo Colucci to get an update on the Stoneham Sabres game. They're up 3-0 in the bottom of the 2nd against the EI Braves. It's low for ball 1. Swing and a miss. 1-1 is a count to Ryan Grace. Ground out to second. His first time up, and then a double. His last time up. 1 for 2. One and two. Shaw comes set. Oh, and Grace granted time just as he was coming set. And, wow, Blue Sox hadn't really done much to try and get Shaw off his rhythm much this game. But there's a nicely used timeout, and Shaw delivers high now, 2-2. Slow grounder to second, scooped up by Patron. Off balance throw, got him. Six in a row now retired by Shaw, and defensively, it's not Shaw, it's Patron in the middle of it for the Expos, but here is Gabardi. Hits this one the other way into right center field and tracked down on the run. Wow, long way to go there. Somehow reaching out and hauling that one in. Cloutier for the out there, retires the side. The Blue Sox go in order for the second consecutive inning. Shaw set them down 7 in a row at just the right time. As we go to the bottom of the sixth, 3-2 Expos, with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up next, Paulino, Cloutier, and Castro. Leon Paulino lead things off in the bottom of the sixth, ball one, just outside from Donato. Paulino, 1 for 2 with a ground out to first and a single. Swings at this one, hits it into right field past the diving second baseman for a leadoff single. And it's the second consecutive inning in which the Expos have gotten the leadoff man on. And remember, this is an Expos home game, even though we're in Lexington. The tying run aboard, the go-ahead run coming to the plate, Cloutier. Strike one to Ryan Cloutier, who walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Ooh, watch your lips. 0-2. Runner goes, hit the other way down the line. That is a foul ball. Called a foul ball, just barely. That is for sure a tie game, and maybe the go-ahead run 90 feet away if that is just a little bit more to the left. But A reprieve for the Blue Sox there, but Cloutier, oh boy, he was that close to tying. Hey, he may have come all the way around. He's got the speed. 0-2 again. Ball one, no advance by Paulino. Cloutier granted time. Throw back to first. Paulino safe. Down low. 2-2. Runner goes, pitches a ball, throw down to second, not nearly in time. Full count. Stolen base for Paulino. Paulino now 2 for 3, and he represents a tying run in scoring position. Runner goes for third, and it's fouled off. Nobody out, 3-2. Paulino picking up his second base hit of the ball game. Cloutier looking for his first hit. Castro due up next. What is Paulino doing? Fouled off. Was running around in circles off of second base, like basically in and out of the baseline, even though the you gotta be somewhere, man. 3-2 again. Good battle being put on here by Cloutier. Lined into center field for a base hit, but that was close. The shortstop was close enough to it that it froze Paulino and prevented him from coming home. He will get to third, however. Cloutier with another smash by the Expos tonight. All of the Expos hits tonight, remember, are singles. But now the tying run is 90 feet away. The go-ahead run is at first. Whole infield comes in here to talk with Rick DeAngelis. Action in the Blue Sox bullpen behind Donato. Do they make a move now? Or, Rick is nothing, if not trusting of his guys, generally speaking. But you go back to the bang-bang play at first to end the second for the Expos, where if Bone was called safe, that would have got home a run for the Expos, and then no telling what happens after that. And then the Blue Sox getting second and third, but probably could have brought home a runner on that play into right field. They got nothing. Haven't got anything since the second inning. And with runners at the corners and nobody out, it is ball one to Manny Castro. Castro's 1 for 2, a single in the second and a fly out to right in the third. That ended the third. 2-0. Jimenez is even with the bag anyways at third. Paulino once again dancing off the bag a little bit here. That hit him. That loads the bases. Cloutier was running. Probably had second all the way anyways. And and that is going to do it for Cole Donato. We're going to have a pitching change coming here. Rick DeAngelis out to the mound. It's a must-win for the Expos in order to keep their hopes of a first-round bye alive. They can't pass the Blue Sox for a first-round bye, or the Chiefs for that matter. The Blue Sox can't finish lower than the Expos in the standings. This much we know. So they're going to go to Robbie Cobb to try and get out of this one. Cobb making his 4th appearance of the season. He is 0-1 with an ERA of 6. In 7 innings, he's allowed 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks, and struck out 2. But keep in mind that all 6 of those runs were allowed to the Melrose Americans all the way back on June 7th. Against the Mad Dogs on June 15th, 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, no Ks. Against Al Thomas a week and a day ago, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, no Ks. This is a tough spot for Robbie, who's been trying to come back from some injuries to wriggle out of. Tough spot for any pitcher to wriggle out of, but see what he can do. The bases are loaded with nobody out. All 3 runners on base are the responsibility of Donato, as it'll be Sean Moynihan to be the first to greet Cobb. Moynihan is 1 for 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Single in the 2nd, and a pop-up to 2nd in the 4th on the ledger so far for Sean Moynihan. Strike 2 on the outside edge. Corner infielders in. Middle infielders at double play depth. 0-2. Up and away. 1-2. Paulino at 3rd, Cloutier at 2nd, Castro at 1st. Fouled off. The Blue Sox pitchers tonight have all had trouble putting the Expos batters away with 2 strikes, but obviously that works in the Expos' favor as we go into the postseason. You know that there's going to be some battles at the plate. Downstairs, no advance by the runners, 2-2. I have tried to message other managers in the relevant ICL games tonight. Only heard back from Angelo Colucci of Stoneham that that was 3-0 Sabres in the second. They're not concerned about the result of this one. They're concerned about what's going on in the Bulldogs game. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Huge first out there for Robbie Cobb and the Blue Sox. And now here's Josh Bone. A bang-bang play at first back in the second. Put an end to an Expos threat there, and you wonder how different this game could be at this point if he had been called safe. Strike 1. Expos not happy with the call. That was a little bit of a hanger. And apparently got in at the very top of the zone, but that looked like a tantalizing pitch to hit. Easy for me to say, obviously. And I think that's what prompted the visit by Travis just now, too. Say, hey, don't leave that in that spot. Certainly don't leave that pitch in that spot. 0-1, 1 down. Travis doing some work right now. I'm going to keep that one in front of him. 1-1. Cobb comes set. Grounder. Jimenez to second. On to first. Double play. Inning over. Noble Tiger. Blue Sox still lead after 6. Top of the 7th. Are you not entertained? Strike 1. Justin Boslin hoping to break up a string of 7 straight retired by Dan Shaw and the Expos. Oh, come on, Mr. Hurley. What are you doing, man? It's 0-2. Boz 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Able to lay off that one, 1-2. Just found out from Roz that it is Orazio Azzarello. He's not at the Americans game right now. That nearly came and got Boz, but it is 2-2. Not there, but got an update from someone there. It's 7-2 Melrose in the bottom of the 5th in that game. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Boz with the hat trick in addition to Anderson. Here's Charlie Walsh. Reach on a fielder's choice and stole a base back in the 4th. Charlie, oh! Turnabout is fair play, huh? Patron robbed of a line drive earlier this game by Jimenez, and now it's Castro's turn to rob the Blue Sox of an otherwise sure base hit. Third baseman on point tonight. 2 down. And at least they put the ball in play, right? Here's Dylan. Take strike 1. Bottom of the 7th, it'll be 9, 10, and 1. Due up for the Expos, Paulino, Rincon, and Patron. There is the first base hit for the Blue Sox since Gabardi back in the 4th. And Walsh is now 2 for 2 on the night, and he's reached base all 3 times. In fact, he was the last Blue Sox base runner. So they finally break through after a string of 3, 6, 9 straight retired. And here is Austin Travis. Whoa, okay, strike 1, 0-1. Travis hoping to avoid another a third hat trick by the Blue Sox tonight, as that is down and away 1-1. Blue Sox could use an insurance run or 2 or 3. But Shaw's been tough to crack. 9 straight retired before that single just now by Walsh to give him a 2 for 2 night plus a walk and also an RBI on that first hit of his, a double. Fouled into the screen, 1-2. Americans winning their game 7-2 in the bottom of the 5th. And just got word from Ed Neal that the Lexington Bulldogs are on top of the Boston Padres 2-0 in the 4th. Here's a grounder foul. We got a friend here on the camera. Hi, how you doing? Get out of the way, please. You're in the shot. Down in front. Yep, that's a Skeeter. Bye. 2-2. Friend. Walsh getting his lead off of first. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Side retired. 11 strikeouts tonight for Dan Shaw, but will it be enough as we go to the bottom of the 7th? Closing time for the Blue Sox, up 3-2. Well, will the luck of the Irish be with the Blue Sox here on the bottom of the 7th as Ryan O'Rourke seeks to close it out? Three innings from Michael O'Brien, 2 from Cole Donato, 1 from Robbie Cobb, and now it's Ryan O'Rourke to try and close things out and assure the Blue Sox of home field advantage in the semifinals. O'Rourke, again, will deal with Paulino, Jose Paulino, Rincon, and Patron. But back to the lefties now for the Blue Sox on the mound. That's in there for strike one, and Jose Paulino is not happy with the call, to say the least, walking away after the first strike call there from Sammy Steed. Jose is 0 for 2, strikeout swinging, and a 3-1 groundout. Hits this one into left and caught for out number 1, and Jose still having some words after that flyout. So F7 to begin the bottom of the 7th, and here is Rincon. Rincon, hey, he hasn't been an easy out at the bottom of the order. 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run scored. Fouls this one into the screen, 0-1. And another update for you on the relevant ICL games. Mentioned it was 3-0 Sabres in the bottom of the 2nd. It's now 9-3, the EI Braves on top of the Sabres. A swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2. Oh, outside, but doing the splits. There's no one on base, right? It's Travis. It is 1-2. So the Sabres in their regular season finale are now down 6 to the EI Braves. The Bulldogs at last check were up 2-0 on the Boston Padres. Here's a slow grounder to short on to first, 2 down. And the Expos down to their final out, and the person, their leadoff man, Ryan Patron, who is 1 for 3, single and a run scored in the 3rd, sandwiched between a line out to 3rd and a pop out to 1st. Outside for ball 1, 1-0. The Blue Sox have actually been out hit to this point, 9-8 by the Expos. 2-0. Rourke trying to pick up the outside corner on back-to-back pitches, but only got the corner of the batter's box, it seems, and a hitter's count now for the leadoff man, Patron, who grounds this one the other way, fielded at second, on to first, and the ball game is over. The Lexington Blue Sox hang on 3-2, and they have assured themselves of home field advantage in the semifinals of the Intercity League playoffs. Ryan O'Rourke gets the save. Dan Shaw gets the loss. The win to Cole Donato. And your final totals for the Middlesex Expos: 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 8 left. And for the Lexington Blue Sox, 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 6 left. The Blue Sox improve to 18-4-1, And the Expos fall to 14-8-2. And Taps playing in the distance right now. We're that close to Hanscom, of course. So the Expos, well, they're not yet locked into the 4 seed, but it depends on the result of the Americans game against Al Thomas. And like I said, Roz told me last check it was 7-2 Americans in the 5th. Don't have an update for you on the Andre Chiefs game. And the Sabres falling behind the Braves, which opens the door for the Bulldogs, because if they hang on to beat the Padres and then win their regular season finale, that would be Saturday at 5 o'clock against the Base. They would get the 5 seed because they actually hold the tiebreaker over the Sabres by virtue of having a better record against the Andre Chiefs. They actually swept the Chiefs because the season series between the Bulldogs and the Sabres was a split, and the net score, the net run differential in those 2 games was 0. But even if that game ends in a tie, that salvages the playoff seed that salvages the playoff berth for the Sabres. They just need the Bulldogs to not win tonight and Saturday. Tomorrow night, Blue Sox, another game at LHS. It's a road game against the East Boston Knights. And then Sunday evening, 7:30, we will finally try to close out this regular season with a game at Morelli against the Melrose Americans. Who knows? Maybe some playoff seeding still on the line by the time that game comes around. Nothing locked up tonight, it seems. So thanks for watching this presentation of Lexington Blue Sox Baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to this here YouTube channel and support the Blue Sox and the ICL all season long at intercityleaguebaseball.com and following us on the Burb, the Book, and the Gram, of course. And we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, first pitch for the Blue Sox and the East Boston Knights at LHS. Once again, the final score from Minuteman Tech in Lexington, Mass. It is the Lexington Blue Sox 3 and the Middlesex Expos 2. For all my righty friends here at Minuteman, my name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin. 1 second, Bruce.